Oh, what I wouldn't give to be a maid. To be cute, fluffy, and adored by all. To be paid to draw ketchup pictures on omelets and make special pictures into your coffee. And that, oddly enough, is going to be what we're talking about today. My name is Wolf, and welcome to Bad Habits. Today we're going to be talking about a little-known anime called Akiba Maids. Now, I'm going to be real with you. I really didn't know what I was getting into when I started this whole thing. I saw a cute maid on the cover, and I'm just like, yes, that is what I want to watch, because I love cute things, you know? It's just kind of, personality trait. But I think I messed up. Oh, woe is me to be taken by the cute pictures on the front of the cover. Now, before you just go writing off that Akiba Maids was actually a bad anime, it really wasn't. I'm just not really sure what I just watched. So it all starts out with this girl. And she had this dream to be a maid, to serve all the masters, to be pretty, to have the funnest time in the smallest of places. Honestly, can't judge, I've always wanted to be a barista. But this girl actually got to live her dream, and she got to become a maid down in Akiba, which is apparently some town in Japan. I'm not sure if it's real or not, someone looked that up for me. But like most jobs in anime, they quickly found out that it's not all what it's cracked up to be. But why is that, you might ask? You get to be a maid, you get to be cute, you get to serve food, you get to do all of the maidly things a maid gets to do. Well, in this world, maids are kind of like gangsters. They're all about territory, which maid gets what, who's a part of a bigger grand scheme of things, and anybody they don't like, I'm sure you caught my drift on that one. So first day they were going to send her out to a place down the street, but another maid had joined that day and decided to go with her, and this maid knew what was up. And before you knew it, shots were fired, maids went down, a girl was traumatized, all the parts you would expect in being a maid. And that just happens to be where our story begins. So, as the story continues, things just continue to go downhill. That first night, what was supposed to happen is the Creatureland group, the group who's over all of these maids, or at least half of them, in Akiba, the Creatureland group wanted these maids to go and sacrifice themselves to start a gang war between the two large maid groups. Starting to sound more and more like a mafia story, huh? So this war was supposed to break out, and the Creatureland group really didn't like the fact that they didn't sacrifice themselves. And so the Creatureland group goes ahead and asks these little piglets for more money. I said piglets because that's the whole theme. Apparently their whole maid thing was supposed to be pigs in a pigsty, which somehow bothers me on a fundamental level. But, as you can imagine, being pigs in a pigsty, their cafe doesn't really make very much. Which, in truth, only gets them into more trouble. And truthfully, this anime is all over the place. It doesn't have, one singular story it sticks to, besides some minimal story going on in the background. And the main characters of this cast seem to be pretty well oblivious to anything going on around them. And yet, still, every single one of them is okay with putting a bullet between somebody's eyes. That good old frontal lobe surgery, if you will. And somehow, being as random as it is, and as chaotic as it is, and making no sense at all, it still managed to keep my attention for the 12 episodes that are there. Maybe 13, I really didn't count before starting to make this episode. But I guess the point more is that the show was super entertaining, but had no premise to sit on besides maid gangsters. And I guess that alone, I find that premise extremely odd. Who thought of this? Who was just you know what would be cool if we took Japanese gangsters and made them into maids? Their turf wars are just going to be over what customers they get. And the maids are going to pay off the cops, so they're completely oblivious to any sort of death that happens throughout this area. Which is somehow even more confusing, with the hundreds of bodies that are found throughout the area. Yes, I love the smell of rotting corpse next to my daily dose of eggs. Madam, it seems that you have accidentally put a finger inside of my milkshake. Could I get another? Oh, good old Akiba Maids shooting at each other once again. Entertainment. I'm just saying the premise was kind of weird. Really, when it really comes down to it, I am kind of awestruck with this one. Like, yes, there's a little bit of story, and yes, it was entertaining. But I feel like I just watched a whole bunch of nonsense. Don Lioness, we have brought you your sweets money for the month. Ah, yes. I needed to talk to ye. Your wolves, they have disrespected my family. And for that, a turf war will be starting soon. Get out of my sight. I don't know, honestly. The whole thing just kind of felt weird to me. And as much as I really did enjoy watching it, because it was just filled with nonsense, and I'm a big fan of nonsense. I mean, if you can make me laugh, you have me sold. It's just, after it was all said and done, I just felt like there was nothing there. And nobody really got a happy ending. I mean, if your happy ending is working at 9 to 5 for the rest of your life, I don't know, it just felt like there was no happy ending. I mean, by all means, watch it and find out for yourself. It's only 12 episodes on H.I. Die. And like I said, it was a really good time to sit back and actually watch the whole thing. But after you finish, you're gonna see what I mean. It just felt kind of half-baked. Like the story could have gone deeper. And it could have been a lot more epic than it really was. But somehow, having this idea that sounds crazy, but it really worked, they didn't follow through as much as I would like. So honestly, I just don't know where to go from here. I don't know what rating to give it, or if I really even liked it, or if I just enjoyed watching it. It just felt like it didn't take itself seriously. Like it had a serious premise, but just wanted to play around the whole time. And you can really only have it one of two ways. Like, I'm not saying there can't be funny moments in a serious anime, or serious moments in a funny anime. But if you have a serious premise, it shouldn't just be laughs and giggles the whole time. And if you have a funny premise, you can't go too serious with it. And they tried to cut the line right down the middle. And it worked, but it really didn't. It left me with more questions than answers. And again, by all means, I'm not saying that you shouldn't watch it. I did enjoy watching it. Just be prepared for a lot of nonsense. And a whole bunch of serious moments that hold little to no gravity. But that is all I really have to say about this anime without giving too much out. Like I said, there's only so many episodes, and it wouldn't take you anything but maybe 3-4 hours to watch the whole thing. Maybe 6 if you're doing a lot of pausing and not skipping the intros and extras. But that was my take on Akiba Maids. I hope you enjoyed watching, and we hope to see you here once again